Alright, here we are January 2nd of 2020. Happy New Year. Continue on with one of the projects from the farm this summer, which was trying to propagate trees that we have here all around the property. What I went ahead and is I've got this tote that I made kind of a miniature greenhouse. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through and see which of these trees has actually started to take root. And any of them that haven't, I'm going to get them out of there just so that there's any mold or anything on there. Nothing's going to continue to grow inside this box. So let's go get this thing open here and we'll see what we got. So here's the tote that I made a little miniature greenhouse out of. You can tell what I did is I actually took leaves off of each one of the trees that I tried to transplant in here, and then some of them I just wrote what I actually added. So you can see I got like desert fig, peach tree, cherry, and then all these different kinds of maples and different types of trees that we have all throughout the property. So what I went ahead and did is I mixed up a mixture of play sand, and I put a little bit of perlite. And then what I did is I actually went and put a rooting hormone through each one of these rows of trees, and I just kind of dipped them in there. And then I just made the sand where it was just somewhat moist. I didn't want it to be real wet. And then you can see from the condensation under the lid, this did just make a really nice little miniature greenhouse. I did store it in the partial sunlight, so it was only in the sun first thing in the morning, and then it was in the shade for the rest of the day. And then once a week I would come through and I'd actually open the lid, let some new fresh air come through here, and then I'd seal it back up in the evening so that it never got too cold and so that none of the humidity actually left inside. So now coming in January here, what I want to do is I want to go through, and any of these that haven't taken root, I want to get them out, just so I don't have anything that might have some mold or anything that contaminates some of these other ones, and then make space for the things that actually are starting to take root. I'm going to go ahead and transplant them into little bags. And then I have some other clippings here that I want to go ahead and get transplanted as well, take up some of the space. So let's kind of get some of these out here and see how good we did. Okay, so as I go through here, I'm trying to kind of dig a little bit of a trench here to kind of go. I want to try to scoop my hands down underneath these. I know everything's been dormant. I'm just trying to be as careful as I can with all the roots that could possibly have been formed in here. So we're just going to start right here, and I believe these are paper bark maples, which I'm having the hardest time to get these transplanted, so hopefully these will work. So, looks like I do have one that did go root here. Just try to do this without breaking any. I'm going to keep digging here. Wow, this will really set some good roots. I don't know if that last video is going to show it or not, but this is one of the Chinese maples. It really did just an amazing little root system on it. So I'm super excited I at least got one of those. Now as I'm making my way through here, I feel quite a bit of roots coming through this whole outer section here. So I'm not really sure what this is, but I'm going to keep digging through here, and hopefully we got some of these to take root, because so far out of all those trees I've pulled about 20 trees out and I've got one with roots. So my odds are not very good right now. So hopefully this next batch will do a little better for us. Well, super excited with what I'm seeing so far. I'm going to kind of get you down in here. I don't know how well the video is going to show it here, but look at all these roots all pushing up here through the sand. So I'm going to really have to kind of be careful here, because I've got roots all the way across here and all the way down in here. See, I just kind of cleaned this out. Again, I got roots popping through here. So from the looks of it, looks like all 12 of these actually did take and gave me some roots. So really happy with how that worked out. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get these all out, and then we'll kind of clean this up and get them all retransplanted. Now there's the first one. Again, what a great rooting system here starting. That's just after about 3 months worth of growth, so it's pretty impressive. Really happy with that. Now if you kind of pull through here, you can see this was a trimming. So you can see right here, this clump is where I actually trimmed it. So this grew on the first little node up above that. So you can see the little nodes here. Each one of those little nodes on the way up. And this actually sprouted from right at one of those nodes. So I'm going to keep digging these out, and then we'll get them all transplanted, get them back in here. Okay, going to continue on here on the other side of the tote. really happy with the results I had at the other side, so I'm really hopeful on this one. Now on this one, the reason I'm really hopeful is a lot of these are peach trees, and we do have some cherry trees, but then my favorite one I'm really hoping for is these desert figs. Absolutely love the fig trees. I love how fast these desert figs are going, so I'm really hoping these two took. So let's start here with the peaches. Oh, we have one. So we got one peach so far that's got a couple of roots. It's not huge like some of the other ones, but that one is still putting some roots out. Really excited about that. Trying to just kind of feel through the sand as I go here. Oh yeah, this one gave me a nice root structure coming through on this one as well. Got a lot of roots coming through here, so I'm hoping that's coming off my fig. Looking very promising there. I think this guy's just, there it is. So now that's off of my peach tree. So that's a peach tree trimming, so I'm really happy with that. So it'll be hopefully be another little peach tree we'll get started here. Wow, this guy just put out an incredible. Oh, the other one took as well, because as I'm pulling this, I've got the roots coming off of both of these desert figs. So both of my desert fig trims actually did take. Absolutely ecstatic about that. That is awesome. Look at that root coming off of this thing, man. Wow, look at that. There's one of my desert figs. Look at that root stem. Wow. That thing really took off. That's crazy. Alright, so the plan now is to take every one of these trees that actually does have root, and I've got these 1-gallon bags. I'm going to put a little bit of potting soil at the bottom of the bag, and then I'm going to fill it the rest of the way with sand and transplant these individually into these bags. So that would make it a lot easier for me to plant them around my property. I can just take each bag out, I can cut the base off, dig a hole, put them right into the ground, and just let them take root. So that's what I'm going to do now, is transplant all of these into these totes and move them back down to the greenhouse and hopefully keep them from freezing. Alright, so here we are down in the greenhouse. I brought all the bags of all the trees and bushes down here with me. I went ahead this morning and I kind of separated them out again. What I went ahead and did is I transplanted all the bushes into these 6-inch tall planters that we have, designed for baby trees and new growth. And then I buried them back in the soil, and then I'm burying them in where we actually grow our potatoes, which has a really nice loose soil, so I can kind of give some more insulation and pack these around. I went ahead and transplanted the trees so they all have their individual bags. I put a little bit more soil just to raise them up. I went ahead and brought the tote and I sunk it down because we have some other trees that we are starting to grow and smaller ones, so I transplanted them all into here, so that way in the spring we have a lot more space. So hopefully in the spring we'll go around and we're going to start just transplanting these kind of down here around the greenhouse. We can make sure they get really good water for that first year, and then maybe depending on how everything's looking growth wise, I might go ahead and try to transplant maybe half of these this year and then hold on to half of them next year, just so they can establish their roots a little bit more. So we'll kind of see how things go. Thanks for sticking around with this little longer video here with me. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. Please feel free to comment. I enjoy answering questions. Also leave comments. I'm new to this, so any advice is always appreciated. If you really like this video, hit that subscribe button. So that way in the spring, when I go and I plant these and all the other new spring projects I have here around the farm, you can join me and kind of see how things go. So again, thanks for watching and hope to see you again.